around the corner. A good morning to you, cherished viewers. You are welcome to the Koko Digest Morning Show. I am your host, Yayira Awuno. We're coming to you live from the studios of Clock TV here in Accra in the Ministries. And you can also catch us on GoTV channel 184. And if you're not in the comfort of your home, you can join us via social media on Facebook and on YouTube. Just search for Clock TV GH. Like, share, and subscribe to our pages and join in the Koko Digest Morning Show live stream. Now, today's conversations are going to be interesting as always. As on the lifestyle segments, we're going to be having some, entertaining time with DJ Blake. And I'm sure you've heard of him. I'm sure you've seen some of his works. You've heard some of his mixes. Yes, we're going to be having a very interesting time with him. The online and print review is also going to be extended, and we're going to be talking about very, very serious issues. We're going to be speaking with a cybersecurity analyst and specialist on the cybersecurity crackdown in the recent days here. And also, we're going to be having our motivational quote from someone we know in this country, yes. And so we'll be preparing for that very soon. I would also like to remind us to send our comments to the WhatsApp number that will be displayed onto our screens, and also our birthday wishes that will be, read in the lifestyle segment. And, give all your shout outs, all your well wishes to your family and friends. Call a friend and text a friend to join us here on the Koko Digest Morning Show. Now, let's prepare for the motivational quotes for today. Now, as the weekend approaches, we like to motivate ourselves, give ourselves something to think about as we rest and have, some time with our family. And today's quote is by Prince Kofi Amwabing, and he's telling us that every great business starts small, but discipline and consistency make it grow. Every great business starts small, but discipline and consistency make it grow. Now, this quote is highlighting that size or resources as the beginning are far less important than the habits built along the way. Now, most successful businesses begin with modest capital, limited resources, and uncertain prospects. What separates those that grow from those that fail is not luck, but rather discipline, the ability to follow sound systems, make responsible decisions, and stay focused on long-term goals. And also consistency, the commitment to showing up daily, improving processes, and delivering value even when progress feels slow. Now, sustainable success is therefore not achieved through shortcuts or sudden breakthroughs, but rather through patience, structure, and steady effort. When discipline guides decisions and consistency drives action, small beginnings evolve into resilient and impactful enterprises over time. Now, this is to help us to know that even when we start small, it's the habits that we build that will make whatever business we are starting grow, not our breakthroughs, not our luck, not some sort of divine intervention, but rather the steady progress, the consistency that we input into our habits and our businesses. So this is a motivational quote for today, and this is just to tell us that we need to keep going. We need to give our best every day. Every time we wake up, we show up, give the best we can, and also continue that way. You don't come today, come tomorrow, or then you leave there the next day and come the next time. You need to be consistent in how you show up. Now, this is something we need to ponder upon as the weekend approaches, so that maybe when we start a new week, we can start with more energy, more vigor, more motivation and zeal to push forward. Now, let's take the weather forecast for today that will be brought to us by Peter Insian, who is here with me. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Yayira.
I hope you're well, looking sharp as always.
I'm doing very well. Also looking gorgeous this morning.
Thank you.
You're blessing our screens.
Right, so the weather forecast is behind you now, or beside us here. And can you give us a brief summary before, you you take over. What should we expect?
Basically, today, from the afternoon entering into the evening, some parts, coastal areas, parts like Axim, and the other coastal areas should expect some showers of rain through the afternoon, entering into the evening.
Right.
And basically, in the northern sector of Ghana currently or today, they should expect more, air that comes with dust. So hazy conditioned and all that. And so they have to take note and do the needful.
Right. So Peter is telling us coastal areas, we need to prepare for some amount of rain. So I'm going to hand over to Peter to give us in-depth analysis of today's 24-hour impact-based forecast for today. Peter, over to you. Thank you.
So good morning to you, our cherished viewers. And on your screen right now is the 24-hour impact-based forecast for Ghana. And this is from the Ghana Meteorological Agency. And then this is to tell us how the weather is going to be like in parts of the country as well. And as usual, as we begin with the map, the overall, condition of the country today. With the map, to my extreme left is the map for the morning. The middle one is the afternoon, and then the last one is the evening. And so this morning, patches of mist or fog are expected to develop along the coastal areas, as well as the forested and mountainous places, leading to reduced visibility. Afterwards, sunny conditions with occasional cloudiness will prevail across southern Ghana. However, from late afternoon into the evening, localized thunderstorms or rain are likely to occur over a few areas along the coasts. And the coast will continue the northern region will continue to experience dry and hazy conditions. So throughout the day, from the morning, afternoon to the evening, the northern region will continue to experience dry and hazy conditions. It means that the condition over there in the northern region today, they should expect more air and then dust in the air. So especially drivers. And this also comes with some form of, it is not easy to see. It affects visibility. So drivers and riders should take notes. And then drivers still, traveling, should make good use of their headlights and all that. And then most people who are also going out this morning should also make sure they get some nose masks, and then riders should also get some helmets. And so basically, this is the overall picture of what is going to happen today in Ghana. Now let's take a look at the cities, the various cities. Yes, so this morning, Aflao, Accra, Kasoa, Cape Coast, Takrade, Axim, Koforidua, Akemboda, Kumasi, Obuasi, Takwasi, Shibekwai, Ketikrache. They are going to experience, patches of mist or fog and along the coastal areas as well. And so this morning, drivers, as usual, are moving. You should take note because this misty condition or mist condition affects visibility. They should make good use of their headlights and the rest. And then with the temperature, we are going to experience, cool temperature. And so those going out, especially the kids, when you're dressing them up, give them some warm clothes, and the elderly ones as well. And then in the afternoon, Aflao and Accra, you're going to expect sunny intervals, and then the temperature is going to be very, very, very hot. And then entering into the evening, expect partly cloudy with some localized, thunderstorms and whatever. But we are going to experience cool sleep this evening. The temperature is very cool. And then moving on to the northern sector, Yendi, Tamale, Bole, Damango, Boligatanga, Nerewiguwa. This morning, the weather, you expect dry and hazy weather. And then the temperature is also cool as well. And so with this one, the elderly and kids should take note. When you're dressing your kids up for school, ensure that you give them some sweaters, and then the early ones as well. And this condition will continue through the afternoon till the evening. And then in the afternoon, in the northern sector too, the temperature is going to be very, very, very hot. And so people within that area should also take notes. The same thing applies in the evening, but the weather, the temperature as compared to the afternoon would be a bit lower. And then for for those who will be carrying out their activities today on the sea, the state of the sea today is rough. Unlike Tuesday where it was calm, the state of the sea today is rough. And then as we started earlier, when you see yellow, it means that you have to beware. You have to take notes. And so basically, this is what the Ghana Meteorological Agency is telling us. Let us take notes and act accordingly. And this is all I have for you today on the weather forecast. My name is Peter Insia. Do not go anywhere. Up next is the online and print review with Yaira Awono. She's already seated. That is where they are going to dissect and bisect the big issues. Do not go anywhere. They will be right back after this.
You're welcome back to the Koko Digest Morning Show, and if you're just tuning in, it's time for our online and print review. And as we begin the online and print review, we like to take our word for the day. And the word for the day today is fastidious. The word for the day today is fastidious. Now, I have my co-hosts with me, Miriam Abnadede and Clement Yabankwe, who will be joining me as we discuss the big issues. And also, you know, we do a little bit of spelling bee here to understand the word fastidious. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning, yeah.
I hope we're well.
We are fine.
Right, so the word fastidious, today they have left it for you.
Oh.
Take us away.
We will not act as though we are all knowing and all perfect. We were told, so we know. We did our research.
Right. So fastidious, what do you understand by fastidious?
Oh, paying attention to details. And then I looked for a synonym, which is being meticulous. So,
Right.
yes.
Clement.
I think today I won't say anything because we may have said it.
I've said it for you.
Exactly.
I've said it for you.
All right. Okay. So the official definition here that we have is very attentive to detail, as Miriam said, having high standards and being hard to please. Now, especially regarding, you know, cleanliness, accuracy, or correctness. Now, some of the synonyms here, as Miriam said, meticulous, particular, punctilious, exacting, painstaking, precise, and fussy. This is dependent on the context. Now, the antonyms, that's the, you know, opposite of the word, is careless, sloppy, negligent, lax, indifferent, uncritical, and easygoing. So someone who is not fastidious is careless or sloppy, and someone who is fastidious is meticulous, particular, or precise. So let's take note of this word. Let's use it in our everyday language. You know, tell somebody that, you know, you are fastidious about your work. You like to be very detailed. So have you met anybody that's fastidious? Are there any examples, you know?
Well, I'll say myself. I mean, I'm very hard to please.
Right.
And then, yes, a little bit of paying attention to details. But you,
We are on set. Don't do this. Clemens, what about you?
I would say, let me limit to Clock TV. Our programs manager is very fastidious. He is. And I know a lot of people would believe that. Aside that one, let me limit to the editor herself. The editor herself too is very fastidious because she pays very let me say attention to stories that comes out and everything. Make sure the details are right and things are very, very on point. That is being precise. So that is what I would say.
But Clement, you also, you know, have, you know, features like that. I have known you for close to 2 years, and I can tell that, you know, you are very fastidious in terms of God's work, you know, where to be at what particular time and what to say. You're very careful, you know, about your words, your choice of words and those kind of things. Even the way you walk is very fastidious. Fastidiously walking into God's greatness. Am I lying?
Oh, maybe it's true indeed.
It's true, eh?
It's true. You've known me.
Yeah.
Sometimes Yaira would be the one to say that the two of us, our actions sometimes speak the one. But no matter what she does, Charlie, we will still do that.
Right, so as you can see, Clock TV employees are very fastidious in their work, and hopefully they'll be winning awards at the end of the year. Right, thank you so much for your contributions to the word of the day. Again, it is fastidious, and we had it displayed so you can refer on, yes. So take note of the spelling, the meaning, and the synonyms and antonyms so that you can use it in your everyday life. You know, you don't limit yourself to the basic English. Sometimes drop a big word, let them know that you watch Clock TV. Now let's get into the online and print review segment. So quickly, we are going to be talking first about the CSA operation that was held recently and uncovered, you know, cybercrime dens, and 53 people were arrested. Now, before we talk about this briefly, we'll be talking with Mr. Judah Manikin. He is a senior associate software engineer at Amalitech Services. So he's going to be giving us some insights into the issue, the state of cyber crime in the country. Now, I think somewhere last week, yes, conversations were held about, this week. Okay, on Tuesday, sorry. Conversations about cybercrime were held. So maybe give us a refresher before we get into the conversation with Mr. Judah Makinen.
Oh, okay. So on Tuesday, we were all excited about the fact that, 53 people were arrested or dens were uncovered, which clearly tells us that the fight against cybercrime and cybersecurity is being taken up front, and we are happy about that. But you see, the issue with our digital economy, how cybercrime is going to affect our digital economy is something that we all need to pay attention to. Clement is a businessman, and so he will understand what I am talking about. I'm talking about our telcos, telecommunications, networks, having access into their systems, being able to hack accounts. Till date, people still have these scam, Momo, transactions. You'll be there and then you receive an alert, and still we are not being able to resolve that issue. And so, an operation or operating system or DENS, like the DENS refers to like a system, interconnected system of people, scammers coming together to work. And these people are situated in our country. And we are saying that we haven't detected them. We haven't heard of them until just recently. They've been operating for God knows how long. So are we now saying that it is now that we are taking cybersecurity or cybercrime serious? That's the question a lot of people are asking. Because for a group of people to come together to scam people, then it means, if you are doing it individually, that's different. But these are groups, teams, working together. So it should have been, easy to track them or detect where they are.
Let's hear from you, Clement.
A very quick one. As Mimi is saying, it should have been very easy for them to know. But you see, whenever there is organized crime, there is alternative measures to block getting access to them. So that could be one of the reasons. Even though there have been alleged reports, or there have been a lot of reports that such people are normally foreigners, and normally they ask you, and you see what happens is sometimes you go to some platforms and you'll see there's job vacancy, and you need to apply because of the system we find ourselves, and you end up being in a situation like that. And most people who have found themselves in a situation like that, they've been asked to bring someone else before you go out. So if you don't bring anybody, you still day in and you are still scamming. Yes. I always say that we need to, after arresting these 53 people, what is the way forward? Is it only the arrest? And I know that's a discussion you're going to have with the guests. So on Tuesday, we said a lot about it. But what we just want to say to viewers, again, is that take your code very serious, your password to your Momo, to your ATM, to your bank. Now we are connecting everything. You don't go to the bank again to do withdrawals. You do it on your phone, meaning that you should take your password very serious. Because when you get access to it, they can withdraw everything.
Right.
I don't know if he's on, but I just
not
want
yet,
to...
but we're reaching him.
I would be happy if, laws regarding cybersecurity, cybercrime will be, evaluated each and every time. Because it looks like our laws are evaluated occasionally, as at when there is a need for. But these people involved in cybercrimes, they keep evolving. They keep coming up. I don't even know the kind of schools they are attending, but their intelligence is on a different level. And so if we could really look into our laws and then make, amendments each and every time, we are changing things, it will help us instead of waiting till an occasion and then we do that. It doesn't really help.
All right. You were asking that isn't now we are catching these people, but then also based on what we've seen so far, especially let's use the Western world, when Hash Papi and is it Haja for real and the rest they were arrested, you can see that it was something that was done over time where they were gathering intel. Because if there's maybe your neighbor, clearly that he has a den of people doing cybercrime. If you go and report, they just won't come. They would rather set out some spies, do a stakeout, watch them for some time to be able to know, concretely that this is true before they have. So sometimes they build a myriad of evidence against you that by the time they catch you, they're like, so that when they catch you, they know that. But then also, we need to also look at the fact that there is human trafficking going on. You mentioned that sometimes you see job vacancy, and I've seen posts where the person said she saw a job vacancy, something, she went, it was an uncompleted building, and she was just quick enough to get an Okada back. She would have been kidnapped. Yeah. People have, been kidnapped and rescued, or the ransom was paid. And you go and hear the story, and it's that they saw a job vacancy. So it seems to be one of the ways that it's being used to recruit people into this thing. Yeah. And when we read the story, I saw something about guns. So maybe were they being intimidated to do this?
Of course.
And
that's what they do.
So the other day we spoke about the beggars on the streets and the prostitutes, and it was also basically another den of people like this. And we were talking about human trafficking. Could it also be that young boys are also being trafficked in this way? So it's like every aspect of the human life, from children to young ladies to young men, are being trafficked one way or another.
Definitely. When they are being trafficked, they are being trained into it. And so they grow into learning how to do it. So some people even grow not knowing anything aside what they do, which they think is right. So that's how it starts with them. And so with the crackdowns on beggars and prostitutions, it should also focus on, cybersecurity and cyber crimes, people involved in that.
Right.
Because they are really, really harming us. And in investigating and, searching for evidence and all that, it shouldn't take a long time. Because we shouldn't forget that period, they are also destroying people's, their finances, their networks, their systems.
Say the white people, they are scamming. It is payback for slavery.
We shouldn't do. You see, we've normalized these things. And so now, if you arrest a fraud guy, you are seen as a bad person because that's what he's doing to survive. Why are you arresting him? Blah, blah, blah,
but he's stealing.
But you are stealing. Professionally.
Well, their forefathers also came to steal and loot.
We shouldn't do that.
Well, when we get
to... It tarnishes the image of Ghana.
Yeah. So that was one of the things I think Sam George also mentioned, that we need to protect our image and it is non-negotiable. And there was also a key thing that most of these people were Nigerian nationals.
Yeah.
Which is very, very
They are
telling.
here in Ghana doing these things. Well, they want to drag us into the mud with them because already they have, destroyed.
Yeah, Nigeria has already built or gotten a reputation like that.
Neighbors.
Ghana is not too far behind. Well, when we get on the phone with Mr. Judah McKinnon, we will have the conversation and ask him a few questions about cybersecurity and cybercrime. But moving on, let's get into some of the stories. And yes, we would like to hear from you. The phone lines will be open shortly, and I will alert you so that you can call and weigh in on some of the issues. But for now, you can send your messages to the WhatsApp number displayed onto your screen or to the YouTube or Facebook live stream. So, let's take your trends, then we get into...
So, yesterday, I saw a video of a man holding a cutlass in a church, sacking everyone from the church. They were having an all-night service. And according to the man, they were making noise. He wanted to sleep, and then they were disturbing the entire neighborhood. And so he brought in a cutlass and was driving everyone out. This has also raised concerns about the kind of regulations that are set for churches that especially are located in the midst of, buildings where people are situated. I mean, all-night services, are they allowed to be making noise? I don't want to use the word noise, but that's the best way to describe it, because a lot of people were, concerned about this, that they disturb their neighbors and all that. And so this was these were some of the concerns that were raised.
Right. So putting a pin in this trend, we have Mr. Judah McKinnon on the line, and so we'll be asking a few questions with regards to cybersecurity and cybercrime. Again, let's be reminded that he is the Senior Associate Software Engineer at Amalitech services. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Could you please move away from your set? There's feedback.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, Yara.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I hope you are too.
Yeah, I'm good. Happy New Year to you and
Happy New
to the
Year.
viewers and everyone. Yeah.
So, quickly into the conversation on cybercrime, I would like to ask, how do these cybercrime networks recruit and then control foreign nationals, and which online platforms do they use most?
Yeah. So the issue about cybercrime, it comes in various recruitment processes are in various ways, and it's mostly because of the desperation of the young people and even old people as well. So a lot of people are desperate for jobs, for financial stability, and a whole lot. And because of the flashing nature of those who have, quote and unquote, made it through cyber crime, it's very appealing to those who are interested in such kind of financial liberation. And so recruitment, some of the factors, it's false pretenses and false promises of legitimate employment. So it's kind of like they tell you a very big story, a very nice story about how easy it is. And so once you are convinced that this thing is so easy, you start doing things that it gets to a point you don't even know what you're doing anymore, but you're just following them and doing what they're asking. And so it's almost like you have been brainwashed, but because you have a fixed goal ahead of you, you're not even looking at what you're doing anymore, whether it makes sense or not. I think that's one of them. And then once they get you in that state, it's more of control. So for the foreign nationals, they bring you from somewhere, maybe our colleagues Nigeria or somewhere, some other African country into the system. And then they take your passports, they take your documents and stuff. And so you are promised that things will go well, you might be traveling and all that. But once they take all these documents from you, you are locked in. You cannot go outside because you are not a national. You cannot transact the way you should. And so they have control over you. And some of the platforms, most of these platforms they just use social media. Sometimes you will see an advertisement that looks legit, but then if you don't take a good look at it, you would not see that it's a scam that is looking to lure people into it. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and a whole lot of these social media are used for this kind of targeting. And it's mostly to vulnerable people. And because you are desperate, it's vulnerable. The least opportunity, whether it's legit or not, you go for it, and then you find yourself in trouble. And then also, some of these scams, they promise you these romance scams and targeting other vulnerable individuals in the Western world. So it feels like I heard you say earlier, they tell you we are taking back the things, we are getting back the things they came to take from us. And so it sounds like it's a valid excuse to scam others, but then it's very wrong. And if they took something from someone, you cannot trace it back to your ancestry. You say this was taken from me or that was taken from me. So yeah, we need to be very careful with the way we communicate with people online. The system is hard, yes, but then scams and stuff like that, it's not the best, it's not the right way to go. Right. And especially now, there's a lot of FBI activities in the system. So FBI is in town. And so if you are not very careful, you might be bundled up with some other serious criminals, whereas you were just probably looking for a job and then you got caught up in the mix. So people need to be very careful in how they transact in this process.
Okay, so what signs or what warning signs should law enforcement or even the telecommunications networks, what are some of the signs they should look out for?
law enforcement should look out for, or the people should look out for, please? Hello, Yara?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't get the question.
What warning signs should our law enforcement or even the telecommunications networks look out for in terms of these things? And even the citizens, how do we tell that this advertisement for a job opportunity is legit and which one isn't?
Okay, so first of all, we have to be very careful. I mean, paying attention to details, it's a very important thing to do, and then it's a quality to have. If you see something, it's not, if it's too good to be true, it usually isn't. And so if you see something that trickles you, you need to check it again.
Okay.
So that you are very sure, make sure you verify the information. You don't see something that says it's from an official source, and then something like maybe, I think recently I saw an email, a post from GES, purportedly from GES, that says they are recruiting teachers and in the tens of thousands. And the email they're asking you to send your details to is a Gmail account email. And so this is just like a big red flag. It's a simple thing that GES as an organization should have its own custom email, something like maybe recruitment@ges.gov. It's a government institution.
Yeah.
And so they shouldn't be using something that is a private email, like something at gmail.com.
Yeah.
That is not the right thing. And so some of these are the red flags you should be looking out for. Right. So for me, when I saw it, immediately I saw that, I realized, no, this is a scam. And so if you are not careful, you will follow through, and if you look at the document, you were requesting for a lot of details from those who wanted to apply. So your CV, your passport, your Ghana card information, and the whole other details from you. And this is how it starts. That is how they get desperate people who are desperately looking for a job. And so you submit all this information out to them. And then now they sit down and plan it out. These people are very susceptible to these kind of processes. So once they get to you, they start calling you with the idea that they are giving you a job, and then you end up doing things that you shouldn't be doing. So recently, when the minister posted that they had arrested a whole number of people, in his write-up, he wrote that some were not, I mean, they were the kingpins, and there were those who were just in there. They didn't really know. I mean, it felt like they were being forced to do it. So if you are not careful, you will think these people are all scammers. How come some are doing it and some don't know that they are scammers? But then there are people who have genuinely been brainwashed that they don't even know what is going on. Right. And so the signs, most of the time, the signs we should look out for are very simple simple things that if you take a second look at it, you would know that no, this is not the right thing. And receiving calls from people that would promise it. I mean, most of these things, they come with a lot of promises. It's like every other scam. The return is usually too good to be true. And so you have to be very careful about some of these promises that they give to you.
Still on that, there are some, institutions that will sort of try to hide, and you see the ad, it says a reputable company is searching for so and so, and they sometimes even use a recruitment company and some. So by the time you see the email you're supposed to send the application to, you don't even know where exactly it is going. How are we going to be able to identify that this is from an actual reputable company and this one is a scam?
I think the ones that are shared on WhatsApp, that is usually what we need to be very careful about. Okay. If it is a reputable company that is looking for workers, I mean, a reputable company looking for workers, the first thing, that is the first red flag. If a company is reputable, it shouldn't be difficult to share their name when they are looking for workers. And so if you say a reputable company is looking for workers, what is that reputable company? If a company has reputation, the first thing will be to publish their name and then add credibility to whatever information they are putting out there. So that alone is a red flag. Unless, of course, it's a job that will not be posted, but then you will have connections that will link you directly to the job. And that is a whole different ballgame. But if you say a company is reputable and is looking for workers, how reputable is a company if they cannot publish their name and details? And even if these details, that's in the case where they don't use the company's name. But in the case where they use the company's name as well, you have to check and make sure it is actually the company doing recruitment. So, for instance, is GES doing recruitment? This is basic information that you can always find out. There are phone numbers to call. There are customer service numbers to call and find out if GES is doing recruitment. And if it's any serious institution, you can walk into the front desk and make the inquiries to find out whether they're actually doing recruitment or not. And then once you find out, then you can know the processes to go through. And so it's on to us to take the step of verifying information and cross-checking to make sure we are doing the right thing and we are following the right process. Because if you jump in it and you commit, once you make commitment, you want it to work. I mean, psychologically, once you make commitments, you want it to work. And so you find yourself doing other things that on the normal you would not have done. But because you've already committed in one way or the other, you want to do anything at all to make it work. And you ignore all the red flags and you just find yourself at the end of a very dark hole. Yeah, thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. So besides the arrest, what are some of the long-term steps that Ghana can take to stop becoming a hub for some of these, foreign nationals to come and, conduct cybercrime here?
Yeah. So we have this act, the Cybersecurity Act 2020, which is clearly stated. I think most of these arrests that have been happening are based on this law. So we have a law that's supposed to guide these processes. And so for companies, once there is such a breach or there is such an information, you find out that a third party is using your details to make such recruitment, you're supposed to report it to the Cybersecurity Authority. Now, there are legal and regulatory frameworks in this 2020 which enhance prosecution for cyber criminals and those who facilitate this. Also, there's this is quite like the immigration control, where foreigners are brought in to come and do the bidding of those who don't want to get their hands dirty. And so the security services have to also be do a lot of due diligence to ensure that people have legitimate reasons for coming into the country. So that if someone is being washed to a certain point that they don't even know that what they are coming to do here is illegal, it has to be stopped and checked at our borders to make sure they don't come in and do the worst to us. And it actually damages the country's reputation in this area. So that a lot of illegal cyber activity going on in Ghana, that it makes the outlook of Ghana very bad. And also, we need to secure our systems so that if it's your phone you use, make sure you are connected to legit people, you're on legitimate pages. So then the sources of information you are getting are from legitimate sources. And you secure that for personal use. And then for companies and stuff, we need to secure critical information so that if we are releasing the kind of information that people get from the companies should be limited. So that people are not just sitting down, drafting papers to lure others into. For instance, this GES thing. As soon as it comes up, GES, any company at all should take it on, report it to the right authorities, and make sure it's clamped down before people get people get into trouble with it. And also, we need to build capacity. Make sure we learn and understand how these surfaces are have a plan for yourself, someone will factor you in their plan and then you'll be in trouble. And these days, there's a lot of conversation going on with this thing, this whole cyber, and then the scams. It's a lot of stuff. Okay. And because of the way that the world is now, if you commit and it gets to a certain stage, I mean, there is international cooperation. You will be picked up and you will face justice at the right place. And so there is really no hiding spot or to say you are in Ghana, so you are safe. In the long term, you will be picked up. And we have to also address this issue of high people are desperate. There are no jobs. And it's one of the reasons that get people into this problem. And so once some of these issues are addressed, jobs are provided, especially our living, our wages and stuff are better. People are earning enough to make a good living. They wouldn't see other people living flashy lives and then expect that once I get into this, I will also make it the way they are. And so, yeah, we need to tackle all these things politically to make life better for our people so that they don't get themselves into trouble.
Thank you so much for this insightful conversation. I think you've basically answered all my follow-up questions, and thank you so much for your time. We hope to have you in the studio one of these days to have a more extensive conversation about cybercrime. Do you have a good day?
Thank you very much. Have a good day too.
Thank you. Right. Moving on, Miriam, you were talking about a church that was having watch night service and someone came with a cutlass to sack them. Please proceed.
Yeah, so they were, having their all-night service, and then I think we have a video of that. Producer, can we?
Let's take a look at the video quickly, and then continue the conversation.
And then he was asking all of them to move out from the church.
Right, so that was the video. You can see the man was not exactly pleased about that.
Yeah. In as much as we are saying noise pollution is not good, his way of addressing the issue wasn't right either, because, a cutlass in the house of the Lord.
Jesus took gain into the house of the Lord?
No, so the question we need to even ask or find out is he the owner of the property? Because this is a shared property. You've rented for yourself. I have also rented to do my business. So it's just we living our lives. You don't have any right to come there with cutlass and come and storm my people out.
Right, but if you've realized, or even I think growing up, I remember asking that why is it that the smaller churches, the under a shared church, have such huge speakers? And I think one of the answers I got was so that people from far and near will hear them and come. Yeah. But when you go to the bigger, mega churches, they don't make that much noise.
Because they have the people.
But then you are in a shed, or even let's give or take something like a kiosk. The speaker is about 20% of the space there. And then by the time you come out of service, you have ringing in your ears.
Yeah.
And
because noise pollution.
That is the noise
effects,
pollution.
Yeah, stress, high blood pressure, people can even die.
And you see, those speakers are so huge, they could fall on a child and kill the child. Why? Please, Clement Sofo, take us away. Because this one, I'm sure, is your jurisdiction. I understand the man, because it is too loud. Sometimes it's too much. Yeah. You feel the vibrations even in your own home. And they don't have a structure or cemented structure. Wood. Yeah. Wooden.
The work of God.
The work of God.
Work of God. God didn't say make noise.
I just want to say this. Mimi raised 2 points. One is the place for the man, or is a rented apartment? Is it for the church? If it's for the church, then why is the man approaching in such manner? It seems that it has been consistent. And if it has been consistent, has there been communication between them before this very step was coming forth? Look at the video when he came with cutlass. You could see that everybody basically was running because nobody was able to approach the man to ask why he's there with a cutlass and all this sort of stuff. So if on the other side, if it was a genuine grounds for the church to do that, they would have approached the man in a manner where peace would be resolved. But looking at where the man is coming from, it means he has an upper say. He has an upper hand.
Maybe he has told them.
Couldn't even find a pastor.
Yes, that is the first point. The second point is let's look at this the noise aspect in the community as a whole. Churches, though people, I know viewers would say that even God said if you want to speak with him, go into your room, lock your door and pray. That is a very nice way to communicate with God. Yes, that is what the Bible says. But every church has its own way of worship, and every people have their way of belief. People go to church without even drumming, without even dancing, but they believe God answers. That doesn't mean that what they are doing is not right or what they are doing is right. But my point is, yes, it's true. In our community, in our society, churches are making noise. What is the way to go? Is it that the various community authorities need to sit down with the churches that at these hours of the day is an hour that your volume shouldn't go beyond this this limit. It should be within this range. It should be within this range. I believe we should have a system. We should have a system. We are not limiting the churches from whatever they are doing, but we should have a system, because sometimes it can be very, very loud.
And coming from the technical standpoint, the little I know, they have a dimmer board, regulating the sound. And even as we're here on your TV sets or on your phones, you can hear us to a certain level. There are times where maybe if there's a fault, it goes off. If sometimes maybe it's not regulated properly, it's too loud. These are things that these people know about. So why don't they use that? Because you are not in a mega church like how many hundreds of acres land church where you need that much sound to get to the people to hear you. Sometimes it's some one plot structure, and the speaker can probably go beyond towns. And it is disturbing people, because we also owe it to one another to make sure that whatever you are doing does not harm the other person. Yes, the church is in a neighborhood. There are people living there. The church, yes, what's on the plot now. But does that mean that because you're a church, you are calling on God or you are worshiping and it's a spiritual or religious thing, you should do something to, oppress the other person? What about someone who has come home from work and is so tired, and a church with maybe just about 20 members is making so much noise you can hear them from miles away? That is where the problem is. In that case, as you are calling on God, are you not also thinking about your neighbor? Are you not also thinking about the next person who also call on God? So if this person prays against your church for it to fail, will God listen? Will it be right? Will it be wrong?
Just as Clement said, every community has its rules. I mean, I know of a Muslim community that no matter how loud your speakers are, if you're having a program there, by 6, you should be done. And by 6, you will have to stop. So it is there. They understand the rules over there. But some communities, like my previous community, you can play the music till nobody cares. The people even like it. Will come and dance for you. So it is about understanding. And then if a church is about to start in a community, I think it is right. Usually they go and sit with community members. This is what we would want to be doing. Maybe once a month we'll have an all-night service, that kind of thing. Okay, so we want you to do your all-night, but please don't make noise. That, it's just about communication and understanding.
Because even with our Muslim brothers and sisters, yes, at certain times in the day there is a call made, but you realize that it is not throughout the prayer. It is a call. So maybe for 5 minutes the call is made. It is made enough for the people in the neighborhood to hear, and they know that it's time to go and pray.
Yeah.
They go and pray. We don't have that issue. But our dear beloved Christians trying to
some people do
win
so
souls are making too much noise.
No, that's why I said it's a belief. It's their system. Not all Christians are doing that. Not all believers.
That's
are
why
doing
we
that.
limited it to
You get it?
mostly
So-
the startup ones.
Even the big ones, some of them are doing it. So not only the startup ones. I would say that it should be a system put in place. As Mimi said, when you go to a community, they have their own set rules. So even before the start of the church, you need to engage the opinion leaders in the community. What is the rules here? What are we supposed to do? Maybe you shouldn't open the volume to this extent, do it to this extent, so that we will all live in peace and harmony. What we've seen here is a cutlass. Tomorrow it can be a gun.
It can be a gun, yeah.
So the way forward is
And
let them have
I
their
think
system.
I'll ask on behalf of others who are probably thinking, is it not, at some point, is it not common sense to know that while I'm inside and I'm praying, when I come out, I have a headache because of how loud it is. Let us reduce it. Should it now become that opinion leaders and community leaders must come and tell you who hears from God and leads people that please reduce the volume? You know, let's be a little realistic about some of these things sometimes.
When you come to church, I always say everybody has his own belief. What you see to be what you are saying, others don't see it like that. Others believe that we need to pray loud. That
that
is
the
their
spirit
belief.
to come.
That is their belief. That is what they believe in. Others believe that they need to pray very silent. So based on your belief system, they do it accordingly. When assuming let's look at our brothers in the Catholic. They have a very solemn service, very quiet. You stand, hymns, and they go. When it comes to the Pentecostal and the Charismatic, they don't do that.
Yeah.
It is their belief system. Yes. So what you might see to be wrong, for them it's never wrong.
Yes, I don't disagree with their belief system. My problem is the control. You can pray loud in the church, but it doesn't need to reverberate through the whole neighborhood for the ground. You'll be feeling the vibrations. That's the problem, you see. It can be loud, but not to the point that somebody will bring cutlass to come and disrupt the flow of the spirit. Miriam. Okay, let's take a breath. Right. Now, moving on from this issue, since it is causing too much laughter here, let's go to the issue of the former MPP Korle Klottey parliamentary candidate Valentino Ninoy, who has been held in U.S. custody over alleged spousal stabbing. There is a video on that. Let's take a look at it quickly and then we discuss.
A little argument like every marriage will do, and I think in the course of the conversation she said if things continue the way they are, she may file for a divorce, and I think that didn't sit well with Ninoy. So when I spoke to her yesterday, the guy, according to my niece, Ninoy said if you attempt divorcing, then it's either I kill you or I kill myself. So I think in the course of the confrontation, Ninoy went down the kitchen, and she said, realizing that she's angry, she went to the room and locked the door. But she came back, broke the door with a knife, and started stabbing her. So he stabbed her 3 times. But she, in the pain, pleaded with him to take her to the hospital, which he agreed on the condition that she would not mention the name that is the one who caused the stabbing. So she agreed, and that's the only way he allowed her, okay, dress up and let me take you to the hospital. Fortunately, she had a car key with her. The car key was still in her pocket. So she rushed to the car, locked the car, and followed her with a knife, according to my niece. But she managed to drive in that pain and with the blood coming out straight to the hospital where she works. She says the nurse. So she drove straight to the hospital where she works. So as at yesterday, she was still at the ICU. They had a...
Right, so that was the uncle to the lady who has been stabbed by her husband, allegedly.
So, yeah, yesterday I saw something interesting on Facebook about this same man. And let me just read a bit of it. So, on 21st December 2025, he captioned a birthday message saying, "Happy birthday to my beautiful wife and the love of my life, Adraboga. May the good Lord continue to grant your heart's desires. I am a handful, but you've been behind my success. Mrs. Naughty, the kids and myself are grateful." And then this incident happened on the 17th of January 2026. Now, in December 2025, the same man graduated from the University of Professional Studies, Accra, with a master's degree in peace, security, and intelligence management. So, a lot of people are asking, this is someone who has a master's degree in, peace, security, and intelligence management. Could it be that he was fighting a mental health, issue? Others are also calling on the university, which is the University of Professional Studies, to revoke his certificates, because if you have a student or a graduate of peace, security, and intelligence management involved in an act like this, what does it speak of the person, the individual, and the institution as well?
Okay, so it's a very interesting issue, and meaning the angle Mimi is coming from is it's something. 25th, you wish your wife's birthday, happy birthday, and you graduated in less than a month, and this incident happened. You graduated from UPS with master's degree in peace and what? Peace and security, and
intelligence management.
Yes, intelligence management, and it's a very good course he did.
Yeah.
But you see, Mimi, taking it out of context from the angle of the man, let's look at the general incident. We've talked about domestic violence on this platform severally. We've been able to, we brought on board Koko, we brought on board Shrach here to discuss this thing to deal with. So the issue is, why would someone end up to stab his wife?
Yeah.
Why? To what extent? What kind of argument?
Because he was threatened of a divorce.
Why the divorce? That is another question.
Sometimes irreconcilable differences.
He even stated that I am a handful.
I was waiting to come to take that and dissect it.
So the question is, why the woman was calling for divorce? Is it that they've been domestic violence over the years that nobody is aware of, or there is some break in their communication? What is really happening? What is really going on? So I think at that point in time, I always say that you should be able to have a communication with your family. Let people around. If we understand that when you are going to marry, they say that when issues happen, don't bring it home, don't discuss your issues with staff, try to solve it amicably between you and your husband. So when these issues like this happen, people end up not telling other people because of what we have been groomed, because of the perception, how they've brainwashed our mind. That when issues like this happen, sit down with your husband and interact with him or her and solve issues like that. So why is it that this lady couldn't at least say something to the uncle who even the voice that we had? So one, I think that I always say that issues of counseling in this country or in our days has changed. Gone are the days that marriage and counseling is done in a way that you would get to understand what you are going into. Now it is just a format. As last time, it's just like a formality that you just walk through and that is it. So let the upcoming ones know that when issues like this happen, what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to call our mother? Are we supposed to call our father? Are we supposed to call a counselor? If this woman, assuming we are not privy to that, but if domestic violence is happening, let the person at least confide in someone you trust, so that the person would either give him a good advice. Unfortunately, you might confide in someone, the person will give you a bad advice. We also have people like that. So you should have someone you trust, whom could either be your pastor, your counselor, whoever you think is very worthy to hear. That is one. Two, And when you realize there is issue of always stabbing, I'll kill myself, or I'll kill yourself and kill me. That incident alone should alert you that no, say yes, say obinya bibia obibewu. So that one alone should be able to take step as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And the issue of threat of divorce, when we come to the matters of heart is something that edu baby I say what don't worry for so many years. Now the only thing you hear is your partner says that he's going to divorce. Emotionally, you'll be very down. Emotionally, if you're not careful, you can't put yourself together. Because maybe growing up, you told yourself that you don't want to witness situation of divorce. And you do. So when something like this comes up, you feel some way.
But
so
we should not ground.
But are you not supposed to be working towards making the marriage better?
Exactly.
So you are being threatened.
I'm coming. So when
please come.
Yeah, so when you hear a threat of issues of divorce, the question is, how do you handle it? Okay, as a lady, you want to tell your husband that I want us to divorce due to this, and that. One, how do you communicate to your partner? At what point in time do you communicate to your partner? All these things count. So you should be able to know, our mothers will tell us that at dawn, it's a conducive time to talk to your partner.
Dawn.
When there is misunderstanding, that time is very conducive because what that sorry and not. So we should know at what point should we communicate. Is it that in field me worry no.
Traffic
you get the point. So all these things need to be looked at so that moving forward we will not have this issue happening again.
Right.
And you to the man, your wife says he's not going to marry again. What are you supposed? How do you handle the issue? You are the father of the house. You are the man of peace. As a matter of fact, you should be able to handle all angles, all issues happening in the family. So when your wife threatens you that he's not going to marry again, what are you supposed to do? At least you will be angry, but sit back, reflect.
Yeah.
Why is my wife saying this?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. To put things together.
You know, the course he did seemingly is not about our domestic peace. You said it was peace, security and then intelligence management. So this is probably something on the international scale. Like we were talking about the cybersecurity thing.
Peace.
No, yeah, in the sense of managing peace, not at the home level, because intelligence management is basically what we spoke about, that the cybercrime, when it's reported, they take some time and gather intel. That's intelligence. Not the intelligence we think, just in case, there's a confusion there. Now,
debunk that.
for that post where he says he is a handful, which means, first of all, he is a handful, which he's aware of.
Yeah.
He's aware that he is a handful. And he knows that he's been putting this woman through something. Because, when we say kids are a handful, we know they are troublesome, very difficult to control or manage sometimes. So when a full-grown man acknowledges he is a handful, we know that it is not exactly a compliment.
Yeah.
Then also, at what point, like you said, at what point do people threaten divorce? If they are in love and whatnot, it is not a one-time thing then. It means that something has been happening continuously for the woman to say, Sisiade, at this point, I don't want to, or if this, no, I think from even the video, she said, if this continues, then they may have to go their separate ways. Yeah. So it means that she has been tolerating something for a while. And we live in a society where, I think now it's changing, but some years back, when you go into marriage, for some reason, but some backward reason, you cannot return to your father's house that the man is after my life. Please, I need shelter. Don't say go back. That is your husband. You are no longer you are his property, and all of those sorts of backward thinking. And it has cost a lot of women's lives and even children. Now, this lady just said, if this continues, we may have to go our separate ways. And all of a sudden, this man has gotten so emotional. Now, when we say emotional, it doesn't just mean crying. It could be the anger, it could be the fear, it could be the desperation, it could be all those other emotions he was feeling, the violence, to the point where he went to take a knife. And even before the knife, he says, it's either he kills you and kills himself or something along. Basically, there is murder mentioned in here.
Yeah.
And he goes now to go and take a knife. And from what we heard, she locked the door, trying to protect herself from this man.
Yeah.
He broke the door down.
So it means he's abusive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because what could lead to you breaking the door down? At least, like you said, go back within yourself. So she has locked the door. You to go somewhere and cool off. Think about what you are, arguing about. And then when everybody's emotions are a little settled, come and sit down and talk.
Yeah.
But you go as far as to stab her. And then she pleads with you to take her to the hospital. And now there is negotiation. If I take you, you not tell them I did this to you.
Then who did it?
So is he?
I was talking about mental health.
Serious abuse.
There is something here at the latter part of the post that says, after losing a controversial MPP primary rerun to Philip Addison in 2016, Norte famously contested the general election as an independent candidate. He later returned to the MPP, rendering an apology to the party in 2020. He was an official MPP parliamentary candidate for Korle Klothe in 2024. So he's someone that is indecisive. He takes a decision and then later he comes back to apologize. And see,
Rush, yeah.
He's not mentally stable.
Hey.
Yes, that is
allegedly.
From
before
what
we
we
get
are
to
reading. Because how can you wish your wife a happy birthday, tell the whole world that you are a handful, but you are thanking her for loving you and all that, and then few days later you are stabbing her. And you are the same person who graduated with a master's degree, which is supposed to transform your life and give you a specialized area.
So it means the school didn't pass through.
No,
you passed through.
You get it. A lot of people are going through the same situation. We are learning things in school and we are learning them for learning's sake. Oh, I just need a degree because of political agendas. I just need, the degree because I need a position somewhere. We are not applying what we are learning in school because a whole master's degree holder and you are a political, member, a leader.
Yeah, you are actually renowned in the country. You are part of the governance.
I even wanted to talk about this particular same political party. Over the years or just recently, they are even struggling to be in the good books of Ghanaians. I mean,
now one of their candidates is behaving this way.
You get it. You are tarnishing the image of the party.
Oh.
You are tarnishing the image of the party. As we speak now, by now, MPP in Penifono, they've called Ora. Yasha, during the moon, straight in you get it. No. So they are setting an example so that we will know that they are not supporting what he did.
Yes, Clement wanted to say something.
Yes, I want to say something. Mimi made a point that he wished the wife glorious birthday on 25th and 17th. Incidents like this happen. Yeah, let's say the facts. People even end up buying cars for their wife today, and the next day they kill their wife.
Oh,
we have incidents like that.
But it's still not right.
It's still not right. But
and it's not normal.
Exactly. So what we are trying to tell viewers is that when you find yourself in situations like that, please run for your life.
But
run for your life, and it shouldn't be like because Okasa Obejai wins in quickly also run it. Sometimes issues should be you should sit down, as I said, sit down, reflect. Over the past years, what were the things that you people were doing that now you stop? Sometimes one thing that happens is dating. You get time for each other. You do whatever you do. You guys feel so happy. But when the marriage issue starts, and certain things will start dropping. Certain things will start dropping. And one person will feel offended. If the person doesn't understand what is happening, the person will feel offended. Be like, why? Probably Clement has changed because Clement is seeing someone else. Maybe, you see, that thing will start happening. So that is a point you need to sit the person down. Let the person understand, why is this thing happening? Why is this thing going on? So I think, one, with the marriage counselors, the family, the opinion leaders, I always say this. They should come into issues like this. Let me just say one thing Mimi was talking about in terms of his political career and everything. Now, I would say he has not been proven, though he has been arrested, he's still before court. We are still hoping to hear what's happening. So let's see going forward what the other people would equally do.
Clement, you were talking about counseling. It doesn't really depend on the kind of counseling you undergo. If you, the individual, you've not psyched your mind to make things work. Okay. A lot of people are rushing into marriages, rushing into relationships, that they even influence the counselors. Oh, so have you studied this person for... Oh, me papa, then they shorten the process And so they think they are making the work easier for the counselor, but they are putting themselves in danger.
Sure.
So you, the individual, you should know what you are going in for. Marriage is not a child's play, like it's a journey. That's what our elders have been saying. And so if you are going into, this is somebody you are going to spend the rest of your life with.
Sure.
So you need to make sure that you know the person. Some people don't even, they don't go through the dating process or the courtship process to really understand their temperaments, how they really are, their behaviors, background check. Where did this person grow up? What kind of family is he coming from? Is it a broken home? Does he have siblings? Those kind of conversations. We don't talk about this. Finances. Finances is like...
to do TikToks, please. Want to do romance.
Everyone wants to portray that we are a perfect couple, like we are perfect in the sight of people. But it doesn't work like that. Do your research. Understand.
But you see, Miriam, people also pretend. You see, they're people like these men who, on the outside they look so calm and the rest. You enter into the marriage with them and this is a whole new creature. There was no way you would know, So it is a whole lot of things. And then I also wanted to touch on this before we move to the next thing, that a lot of women in abusive marriages are not able to come out, just like the way you're saying, when you see something, get out. Because
it's not as easy.
It's not very easy, first of all. This is not to justify why they endure the abuse, but we need to also look at what's on ground. Sometimes they're thinking of the children. Yeah. Maybe she grew up in a, separated, basically broken home. I didn't want to use broken home, but let's say she grew up like that. She grew up without one of her parents around, and she doesn't want that for her kids. Yeah. These are some of the things. Maybe maybe the work she has, the job, is not so, it's not paying so well that she could actually cater for whatever number of kids she has in all aspects, feeding, housing, just those things. Yeah. And then also, like you said, the love. As much as he is so, she also loves him. When he's good, he's amazing and whatnot, that to the point where you forget how bad he is. These are all things that usually contribute, because if you realize, even as she was bleeding, she still begged him to drive her. And he was now, negotiating or giving a condition. So you can see that she still she loves him. She still wanted him to see that, I'm suffering because of what you've done, and I still love you. So, because ideally she should run out and go and scream for help, right? Yeah. But you see that she's still trying to massage the issue.
I just want to state that divorces should not always mean we are enemies. It shouldn't end tragically. It shouldn't end as if we are ending our lives. That's why there is always communication. See, when you talk through this with your partner, at the beginning, it won't be easy. But when you sit and talk to your partner, you're talking about children being affected. At a point, they will also understand, because you cannot
and even when they are seeing the abuse, they will be affected by that abuse and even ask you why you won't go out.
Exactly.
I saw a post. The children beat their father for beating their mother. These were about 3 boys. Since then, he never dared to touch the mother again.
So talk to the children to let them know what is happening, so that when they see something, they are not surprised.
And they will also even come to defend.
I feel I cannot continue this marriage again due to 1 or 2 things you have been doing to me. So please, let's just co-parent and then go our ways.
Right. Well, the phone lines will be open shortly so that you can call and share your thoughts on some of the issues we've discussed. Moving forward, the next issue is the Kede SHS assault. So 5 students were arrested and fined 3,800 Ghana cedis each for assaulting their teacher. And this was because the teacher did not allow them to cheat in the WASI examination. So 1,800 Ghana cedis of the fine will be payable to the court, and then 2,000 Ghana cedis will be paid to the victim as compensation.
I saw a video.
Somebody asked, is his life worth 2,000 cedis?
That's what I even wanted to ask. I saw a video where one of the suspects were being brought out from the police station. And they were, I don't know, his family members were jubilating. They were laughing and happy that their child is finally out. And I was like, why are they jubilating? Because you've been fined 3,800 Ghana cedis. Is that money adequate enough? Or can we, weigh that money with the punishment that was supposed to be given to the kids. I was even thinking they were going to be jailed or something for some months, at least 6 months.
They said if they are not able to pay, then they'll be jailed for 6 months.
No, it shouldn't be, a condition. Like, you are jailed 6 months. And no, don't come and pay the money. Because as for the money, you can go and get a loan or something and come and pay. But what happens to the image of the teacher? Because what they did has set an example for other kids. You think you've eliminated these people. There were others in the class who also saw what happened and they've been wanting to even do it. But because of one or two things, they are not able to do that. So they are also watching. After all, my father can afford 3,800. So let me go and beat one teacher and then go my way.
I think, Mimi, I really side with you on this point. Court ruling, it really matters. But the public should ask why our schools allowed a culture that's produced this assault in the first place. Yes, court ruling is good. It's accountability. And that is seeking for justice. But after this, what next? That is the next conversation we should be talking. When this incident came up, we're talking about going to the courts. I think the president came in and we should let justice prevail. And this is what we've seen. This is the justice that's pay this amount of money. If you're unable to pay this amount of money, you go to 6 months jail. But even this, the whole issue was, after they pay this amount of money, there should be another thing for them to do.
Exactly.
They should be asked to either serve the community, for people to see that when you do this, even after being fined at the court, you will still be restricted to some kind of punishment. That is the kind of thing we should be expecting moving forward. The next thing is, we should have, my bigger question is, why has discipline in our various institutions or GES now seems not to be really functioning as it used to be? Because gone are the days, who are you to just beat a teacher? Who are you to even threat to beat a teacher, and how much more to beat a teacher? And this time around, about 4 or 5 students. It means it's something they planned. It's I always say there's organized crime. It's something. Yes, it's something they sit to plan. So at what point in time should students, even though they've graduated from senior high and they've written their ones, at what point in time should they sit down to have this kind of plot about their teacher? We should have a situation where these students' results, assuming, can be withheld for some time. Let's teach them a lesson.
But you see, you are also touching on something I wanted to also see, which is the root cause of this. Right now, I'm about to sound like our parents when they are talking about our generation, that in their time, things were not as they are. Back in the day, SHS, JHS, teachers had some, I don't want to use the word freedom, but punishment. We had corporal punishment. So you were afraid to try that kind of nonsense. We also had students who were about 10 years older than us in the class with us. So these were probably also grown men and women in our class who, could even be quite close in age with the teachers. But then there weren't that much, issues of the students are fighting with the teacher, especially for them enforcing the law. If it is that the teacher himself or herself is bullying the students, then yes, you get some sort of back and forth. But here is the case, you're writing an examination. You are not supposed to cheat. You are supposed to learn and come and write, justify your inclusion. And the teacher, grabs you and you've decided you are going to organize and beat him. We were here in this country when they said, okay, they're taking away corporal punishment because teachers are sometimes, venting their frustrations on the children and it is bordering on physical abuse. But we also need to acknowledge the fact that the presence of corporal punishment was something that instilled, a level of fear, a level of discipline among students. Because that if you are writing the WASI and they come and catch you and you receive 2 at your back, your brain will reset. Everything you learned will come back. You will focus on your paper. But now the students are able to even defend or justify not doing assignments, and the teacher cannot do anything. What kind of students are we then churning out into our system?
That should tell us that decision of taking away corporal punishment...
It should just be something that should be regulated.
It is not helping. And so they should bring it back.
Because gone are those days where so much as getting to school late, you collect 3 lashes before you get through the gate. And the teacher is standing...
I never thought there would be a day that the students will beat a teacher. Seriously, we all, were playing about it. No, your teacher. Oh.
Yeah, I remember an incident that happened in SHS. I think that was SHS too. One of our science teacher was teaching. I think he mistakenly mentioned the science word wrongly. I really actually forgotten the word. So I think the next day he was passing by just the corridor, and the student mentioned the word, and the teacher heard it. He came inside to ask who said that.
Who said
Who said that? And everybody was silent. But automatically you can't be, because when we're all silent, all of you will be punished.
Yeah.
And the person was just brought. They said he is this person. Teacher asked the person to go read, and he squats in the sun. Go ahead, you dare not.
Yes.
You can't do things like that. But you see, let's look at one. Mimo was talking about the aspect of the form of the kind of corporal punishment we should bring back. Though we know some teachers were abusing it, and at the end of the day, students would. It's going to get bad. So let's bringing it back. Let's look at the angle, the structure, how we are going to make it very effective and not abusive. That is point number 1. And point number 2, some students, when you keep on lashing them, at a point they become used to it. Yeah, so let's equally look at that angle too. If you are lashing a student, at what extent? At what extent the person will know that you are telling him to stop whatever they are doing? And the next point is, Yara, let's come to the home. The home is the fact that a young child at the age of 3-4 years, and this child is misbehaving in the house, and the mother will be like, Amma, stop, Koko, stop. And Koko is still doing. And the mother will be like, if you don't, you get a point. You get giant sanity. So at the end of the day, when this child grows up and it gets to the classroom and the student is misbehaving, they just try to do that. The child now remember what the mom or the dad have been doing in the house.
That he or she gets away with bad behavior.
So why are you now doing that? And now teachers are now also in a position where they don't want to even involve themselves in issues like that. So when a child is misbehaving, they just watch you misbehave. So I think we should all look at this issue once again and see how best we can reform our discipline in the various institutions.
Because like you mentioned with the parents, there used to be a time where if, let's say, the teacher overbeat you, the parents will come and why? Because you got maybe 4/10, you beat the child for the back to even be bruised. It is not right. Then there were times where the kid probably stole and the teacher beat him or her. The kid went to report thinking that, then the parents will come and say, teacher, add some. But now we have parents who are, I don't want to put down gentle parenting or something, but people, I think we've gotten too laid back about everything.
If you remember, there's this song that came up. I say, teacher me paucho me ba ye bone, sika ye be dio diakoto. There's a song like that. It was a song that is trying to tell students or to desist from even doing certain things in the house, because when you do it, your mom or your dad will send you to school.
Yes,
and the teacher will still lash you.
The parents too knew that since maybe they don't have the heart, 9 months is not easy, so I can't beat my child out of anger, I might kill him. So knowing that I will refer the teacher, who is the, institution of discipline, the person of discipline in your life. So if you misbehave, I will go and tell teacher this. So there were even some teachers that were branded as, hey, this man, lashes, So because of that, even the name of the teacher in the home already gets the child in line. But now,
it's not like that.
Well, I would like to also look at how the school or the community is going to support the victim, which is the teacher. We should look at how psychologically he's going to be affected. Because this is something that happened in school, and his name is everywhere. That his own students have beat. It's just like you allowing your child to beat you, and you go say. Do you get it? So there should be there should be a way the school is, going to do something for him that will, at least the image has been tarnished a little bit, but they should upgrade him in a way, promote him or something. If he's just a normal teacher, they should make him, senior teacher or something, so that the students will know that, if you don't like this teacher, you go and beat him. We'll promote him.
But you know, he was even doing the right thing, and then he ended up being assaulted.
Exactly.
What happens to his attitude towards enforcing the law and enforcing discipline?
Yeah.
Because it's basically like, I'm sweeping here, then someone will come and ask you, who sent you? But it benefits all of us to have this place cleaned, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So if you are doing the right thing, where you know that, okay, I am in this position where I am also mandated, or it is my duty to do that because I am one of the figures these students look up to make sure that, okay, they are also led in the right way and I'm being assaulted. Tomorrow, if they are cheating, he would turn a blind eye, because if they didn't kill him, maybe tomorrow they might kill him. And it's not because of maybe Kede, SHS, that he's going to die. Maybe God has bigger plans for his life. He will say, please, let me leave it alone, you know.
You reminded me, an incident that happened some years ago. I was...
Did you go and beat a teacher?
No.
Or did they beat you?
These students were actually TikTok more than I am.
Hey.
I was teaching them mathematics then, but they were not really sitting up. And because of what I went through way back, SS and GHS, we were trying to instill the same thing. So I think I gave a test, and when you don't get the exact the exact marks, we discipline you. There's a circle. What are the days? My teachers, they would draw a circle in the classroom. Which the mono mujao, they restart again. And it's one thing that whenever I remember that incident, it's really shaped my life. So I intend to do the same to the kids I was teaching. And I don't laugh. It's really shaped their life. And today when I see some of the students, though they are TikTok more than me, some of the university, and it's so nice. They be like, save not for that attitude, would have become wayward. So to an extent, students should understand the teachers. And to another extent, parents should understand the teachers. They are there to make sure that your child becomes who you want him to be. They are not the enemies of the children. They are just there to make sure your child becomes whoever you want to be.
Right.
So let's give that kind of.
And lastly, on the corporal punishment, it shouldn't only be the canes.
Exactly.
They used to make us do aeroplane. You know, where you put one leg down, one finger up, and then raise it. Kneel down and raise your hands. And then the other one, maso heading. These are... It ended up being an exercise people are doing in the gym. The maso heading. These are squats for, you know, elevating some parts of the body. These ended up being painful and would let you know that if you do something bad, even if you don't get lashed, you might have to do this position that will strain a certain part of your body, and you get home in pain. These are all ways that the children can still get some corporal punishment and keep them in check. Now, coming to the issue of the fire officer, there's a fire officer who is blaming blocked hydrants on public negligence. You know, the people of Ghana are quite negligent and also have a lot of disregard for some of the things that have been set up to help us in the long run. Let's take a look at the video quickly, then we discuss.
We are here to, do the job. What you say? You need to manage in the fire. You recruit and see a mayor. But you educate your man. They don't listen, you know. Wow. Almost illegal connection. So we are typing fire hydrant. I have a chin so free mono. Now what SCC containers, SCC so are they? Almost gas cylinders and stones at Koko. If you tell them to, if you even advise them, they won't listen. They will insult you. Well, for that one, I'm not PRO4, so for that one, I can't say anything about it. My regional commander, he is around. So in case of any question, set question, you can ask him. Okay? This one, I normally do education. So if you ask me about education, I'll tell you something. But for what you are telling me, the meeting can because any person you try maybe BBC and son it's all the time you have to prevent.
Right, so that was the fire service officer, speaking bitterly about the attitude of Ghanaians. And there's a lot of truth in what she's saying. talking about the illegal connections, even the fire hydrants. Some of the people, you hear them say, Nadewe, si Hassan, even electric poles, sometimes. And this is to blame us, the citizens, because sometimes these issues happen and sometimes we say we shouldn't blame the victims. But then we need to acknowledge the victim's hand in some of the things happening. What are your takes?
Well, when she was speaking and then she said some people have, positioned their containers on fire hydrants and other things. I was like, how often do you inspect these, hydrants? Because you are saying that it is something that is going to be useful if there is an outbreak somewhere. So it's going to be useful to you. But for that person who is coming to put the container on, so how often do you inspect, say, what we are going to use if there is an outbreak is there? How often do you inspect? That is another question we need to be asking them. Because you can't tell me, say, because you've situated a fire hydrant somewhere, people shouldn't live their lives. You've educated them, but maybe the person who did that was not educated.
But when we go to the Western world, or even when we watch movies, the fire hydrants are positioned in public places. It is red. It almost looks like a doll.
Yeah.
And you don't see anything around it. So there was a point in Ghanaian history where the fire hydrant was alone on its own, yes, there, and it was accessible. Then, of course, populations increased.
Exactly.
So you have a point there by saying that there needs to be inspection. Then I would also add there needs to be more education that this red thing you are seeing here is a fire hydrant in Sionehome, and we'll use it to quench any fire that occurs. This is not being done often. And then also, we have issues of encroachment. Even to Ramsar sites, which are protected, people will encroach, they'll come and be cleared. Another, for some political agenda, getting involved in that will allow them back there. It is similar to this issue. So if you say that they can't come and tell you that you shouldn't live your life, it is not right in that sense, because where the fire hydrant is usually located is it's just like the people selling along the roadsides or the pavements. The pavement is made, it is a walkway. It is not a place to stand and sell. It is just the same thing for the fire hydrant. So when you come in, pack your things there.
Point, but you mentioned that population increase. There is urbanization. People are constantly moving into the cities. And encroachment you spoke about. People are building where they are not supposed to build, putting their properties up where they are not supposed to do that. What are you supposed to do as a fire officer if this thing is going to be needed when there is an outbreak? Now, you cannot constantly educate people around there about this, because you cannot stay there and be, don't touch this, don't touch this. Do something around it, protect it, so that people do not put their containers.
Even fences are broken off.
No, I'm just saying, because the walkways, we can see what is happening there. So it's just about you securing what is going to be needed.
Clement, we want to hear from you too.
Yeah, exactly. I think fire service have been doing a lot of education, and especially on Clock TV, we give them a lot of platforms. The PR have been here severally to talk about incidents of fire. During the festive season, they were here to talk about fire and its education. It's one thing that they don't do, and it's another thing that they do. They do, but people don't pay attention. That is the truth. Let's put it right there. People don't pay attention to it, to whatever the fire service people would say. Another point is, Yara, when you go to this place, let's use a place like Circle. We have someone who is in charge of Circle, who is in charge of this VIP station we are talking about. We have people who, that is their jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So I can't just stand up from wherever I am from. If for the sake of urbanization, let's say I've traveled from Yendi, I've come to Accra, I can't just stand up and come and put my container over here. Someone give me that place.
Yeah.
So if we want to go to the root of the incident, let's hold the various assemblies accountable. Who gave that place to the person to put his container? So if the fire service woman who is talking about this fire hydrant, you should go to the assembly and ask, who gave this place to this woman to put a container? Because I can't just stand up and put my container here. There is someone responsible. That is the issue as a country we need to look at. That is the root cause. We are talking about illegal connection. I can't just stand up and try to do illegal connection up there. I can't stand up and climb the pole to do illegal connection.
They tap from their neighboring shops. That's why the fires come. It doesn't don't go all the way to the pole.
So there is someone who is responsible for tapping. It's not just I just put my shop there and I, the individual, will just tap from someone. No, there is someone at that very, assuming the circle we are talking about, there's someone at the circle who is responsible for doing that tapping, do that kind of connection. So that's the person we should look out for. The question is, how many times do ECG? They are aware of, assuming they are, if they are aware, what did you do about it? Do you always have to wait for incidents like this to happen before we come out talk about fire? Look at this year alone, fire incidents. Just this year, more than 4 or 5 incidents have happened. Just within some short possible time. And people are losing their properties.
Yeah.
Today we talk about don't even put your cylinders in your room and like the kiosk. Still, people are doing it. And there is fire. And you want to blame the fire service? No. Don't be legal correction. People are still doing it. And there's fire out. We're going to blame the fire service. As the woman said, our individual character is accounting for the loss of our own property.
So places like that, there was this time I wanted to do a report on, circle. When you're on the overhead going down, you can see the illegal connections, the wires connecting, anyhow, in a way that is not really, really organized. And I keep asking myself, what will be of these shops if there is a spark, a little spark? Because you can just see the wires bare, nothing is covered, like a wahosa. And I keep wondering what's going to happen to these people. And then look at what happened.
And you know what even bothers me most is when you, even sometimes you're walking with somebody, you tell them, this is a fire hydrant, the people shouldn't be around it. It is for, water when. Then they ask you, and I say, when would a fire even occur? But 5 minutes later, a fire can occur because the place is so choked. The place is filled with so many illegal connections. And then people are cooking using faulty cylinders and regulators. Yeah. This is also a reminder that your regulators for your cylinders, after a year after buying them, please get them checked or replaced. Those things also have, shelf life warranty. They don't last forever. So if after a year, you can smell gas every now and then, please change your regulators, or at least yearly change your regulators, change the valve in your cylinders. These things are all routine checks you need to do because the gas, they are telling us not to leave it in the house, but sometimes maybe where you live, maybe you're on a story building, all of that, so you may have to keep it there. Then you have to also do the needful. Yeah. Then there are people in, enclosed places in the market who are using naked fires. They use coal pots and something could just drop, or even the oil. Like there is so much going on. And when you tell these people, they'll say, we are in the hands of the Lord. We are protected by the blood.
Medina.
Yes, Medina.
Yeah, something like that also happened just yesterday. We keep talking about it and it looks like kasa. Because sometimes too, you feel people just want a way to get money. So they will intentionally create these fires and then, the kaya boka are buying bajiyeng, are buying yesrewa, are buying everything, are buying. But that same money could have been used to build a hospital.
Well, we have a few comments here, so let me take them. Then we go to the last story. The last story, Clement, you are going to be teaching us and explaining. So this one says, good morning, Ghana. Please, I'm enjoying your program. Thank you very much. It is so serious, from Asari Emmanuel in Chadu, Accra. Then I think this one is about the students. It says, hi, Clock TV, I am Abna. I remember when I was in JHS and my friend and I accidentally made fun of our maths teacher. Immediately, we were sacked from the classroom and had to serve some punishment. Till now, that punishment has shaped me. Children of these days have a say in everything they do, and who are you to correct them? They have no fear for their future. Seriously, it is just sad because I see some arguing with their parents, especially the mothers, talking to their teachers anyhow, and they grow up to become some way. I pray God helps us before it's too late. Thank you so much for your comment. Now, to the last story before we wrap up this segment. Gold Board is going to begin weekly refining of 1 ton of gold from February 2026. Clement has more on this.
I think before... Maybe not something to say, right?
Before you come in, we have a video of the CEO of Gold Board talking about this. So let's take a look and then Clement will take us away.
Quality services to the government of Ghana. The refinery, I can confirm, is implementing all the recommendations we made. We then commenced the drafting of an agreement between us and Gold Coast Refinery, which agreement has gone through rigorous scrutiny by the governing board of the Gold Board and our sector minister. Now, this agreement, which we'll be signing a few moments from now, is going to ensure that up to 1 metric ton of gold, in other words, up to 1,000 kilograms of gold that is exported by the Ghana Gold Board, will be refined here in Ghana at Gold Coast Refinery every single week. And we hope to ramp this up through a gradual phased approach and ensure that we are able to achieve total local refining of all the gold we export out of the country. Let me say that Gold Coast Refinery has been very cooperative. They have not relented despite the challenges. There's a refinery that was commissioned in November of 2016 that has gone through several challenges since then. But I think that with where we have gotten to now, it's important to commend them for their persistence and their determination. They have not given up on their Ghana project. And what is even more exciting about today's occasion, this occasion, and the agreement we are about to sign, is the coming on board, or let me say the bringing on board of Rand Refinery by Gold Coast Refinery. As I've already indicated, Rand Refinery is the only LBMA accredited refinery in the whole of Africa. And it is our hope that by coming on board, they will bring their expertise, their experience to bear to enhance the technical capacity, the management capacity of Gold Coast.
Right, so that was the CEO of Gold Board, Sami Jemfi, addressing the public on this issue. So it's good news for us. Businessman, tell us how much we'll be making very soon and how much is my cut.
So yeah, I think it's a good news. I think somewhere last week we were discussing about agua.
Yeah.
Being extended for another 3 years.
Yeah.
And it's about exports, more of exports,
Okay.
and it deals more of the agro-processing things that we need to, as a country, need to export. Yesterday, in the Government Accountability Series, the Minister for Trade and Industry equally mentioned that also as another advantage. And now, Gold Board is taking this step, meaning that there's going to be value addition to our gold.
Yeah.
And that has been a discussion over the years, that we shouldn't only export raw gold, but we should refine our gold. And refining our gold now is the best way to go. Let's look at the estimation they gave, that they are estimating 1 ton per week. So if they're estimating to refine 1 ton of gold per week, meaning that per year they are going to get 52 tons of gold being refined in a country. Yeah, well, let's take a look at the 2024 report. That says that in a country like Ghana, we were able to export 130 tons of gold. That was in 2024. So when you're using the 2024 total tons being exported as yardstick, meaning that we are going to get 52 out of the 130 tons exported being refined locally. And when that thing happens, that is 40% of our total gold is going to be refined in the country. That is going to bring us more effects. That is more foreign exchange.
Yeah.
So assuming if the unrefined products, as the raw gold is exported and we are getting, let's assume, $100,000 per a ton, and now it's being refound, then we are going to get about 200,000 or 150,000. So we are going to get more effects in the country. And as a country, we find ourselves, it is the foreign exchange that backs everything that we do. And when there's more effects come to the country, the exchange rate that we've been talking about is going to be very, very stabilized.
Yeah.
Now we are around 10 Ghana cedis and some pesos per United States dollar. So when this thing continues to happen, it means that we are going to experience more stability in our currency. Yeah, well, let's look at the point of job creation in the country. Unemployment is one of the things that as we are being faced all over the years. So when this thing is coming, they're going to have refining that is going to operate. As he said, it was commissioned in 2016. And from 2016, it has been underused for so many years. And it is 10 years now. And that is not today or now we are going to put into use. Meaning that they are going to have more people being worked there. People are going to be employed, and this is going to increase the capacity, and it's going to increase the employment skill that we have in the country. When people are employed, they are going to be paid, and they are going to get money into their pocket. That is, their purchasing power is going to increase.
Yeah.
So if for some years or for some months they were buying, they can only afford, let's say, 2,000 Ghana cedis. Only that's what they have. Now they are going to get more than 2,000 Ghana cedis per month, and that is going to increase their purchasing power. And one thing that is also a good thing is the form that we are going in industrialization. And that is what this country, or what we all have been praying for. And as the Gold Board CEO was talking about, we know this one is going to run 24 hours. If all things being equal, this one is going to run 24 hours. And that is one thing that we need to talk about. And it's also going to fall in line with the 24-hour economy that we have been talking about. So, yeah, these are the few things I just want to talk about. One, how the macroeconomic stability is going to form. That is exchange rates and how we are going to get more revenue. How the job as a country, the unemployment situation is going to be solved. Two, how people are going to get more money to be able to buy things out there, and traders are going to benefit from that. Transportation is going to be on board, because when these people are employed, they need to pick car to their various workplaces. Or even if they are not picking car, they are going to give them vehicles. And if they give them vehicles, they need to buy fuel. So we have the multiple effect on this very initiative that they are going to take. The only thing we expect from Gold Board and the refining, Gold Coast refining, is the fact that let Ghanaians know moving forward how everything is going to be happening. Let's be so transparent with Ghanaians. We shouldn't leave Ghanaians in opaque, so that anybody at all can assume what is happening. And you see, whenever people are not being informed, we take any information out there as true. So we expect to hear more of that communication from them, how it's going. And they say it's going to start in February. We expect to see it start in February.
Right. I'm just hoping that, this value addition to our raw materials translates into other aspects of our economy, because Africa is full of rich raw produce, and because of the fact that we have a lot of the raw materials and we don't have enough processing and value addition to it, we are not able to export and dictate some of the pricings. But if we are able to add value to these things and, put it at the standard put it on the international standard, basically, we will be able to generate more revenue. As we've started with gold, maybe the next could be cocoa, the next could be our maize, our grains, our poultry, because we have all of those things here, even our timber, all these natural resources that we have that we tend to export, the cash crops and everything, and even the human resources. We should be able to also have some good value addition to them. Miriam, let's hear from you quickly as well.
Yeah, so I'll just have to agree with what you are saying, because the focus shouldn't just be on we always bringing people to help us in refining our raw products, but also making sure that we have, institutions that are working to make our raw products have some kind of value. And so that is what we should be looking at, because a lot of people are concerned about the 15% that Ghana is going to be getting at the end of the refinery. And it looks like it's a loss to Ghana. But as, the Gold Board CEO said, it is still a win for Ghana. Even if it's 10%, it is still a win. And I like the fact that, economically, there is going to be some kind of transformation, because we are going to have more job opportunities for our young ones. And so I even saw comments where people were like, so we always hear of job creation, job opportunities, but
people getting
exactly. So they should, as Clement said, they should be transparent with that, so that everyone can get something to do. I mean, in one family, we should have someone attesting to the fact that, I am benefiting from these job, opportunities and other things, so that it doesn't look like family and friends. I saw a funny comment that I would just like to say in passing. Someone said they should allow Ghanaians to celebrate one good news for at least 1 month before they bring another one, because this government, the good news back to back is too much.
We like it like this.
Exactly. Let me say this. I think in the aspect of industrialization, not only good board. Now Tor is working. Tama oil refinery is working. So you could see we are trying to refine what we also and the trade minister also said they are going to have industrialization being moved on. So we expect to see more of this.
Right. Thank you both so much for your contributions today. Thank you also for your comments sent in, and a big thank you to Mr. Judah McKinnon for joining us via the phone to give us some, information about the cybersecurity and cybercrime. And also thank you also for tuning in. Up next is sports, and before that, I'd like to give shout-outs to this is special premium shout-outs to our very own Ophelia and Irama here at Clogsag. They are
Why are you saying our very own? Who and who?
Please, they are very key and instrumental people here at Clogsag, and the neighboring institutions around, the agencies and ministries around, they have been very instrumental in our lives. We want to say special thanks to you. We appreciate you so much. God bless you for the amazing work you do for us. I know you know them, so say something nice before we go.
Yeah, I will start with the bad one. If I come to withdraw money and you do that face, you give me that face, we'll fight. Anyways, I heard she celebrated her birthday.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Ophelia.
Happy birthday.
I'll give you a special one on the birthday segment.
Okay, so I also want to wish, I think she told me personally, so Ophelia, glorious birthday. And then lastly to Mawina, you are celebrating your birthday, glorious birthday to you. May God richly bless you.
Right.
That was fast. Mawina, we want to know.
Okay, after the segment. So yes, a happy birthday to you, Ophelia, and special shout outs to you and to Irama. God bless your amazing hands that you use for the good things for us. Now it's time for sports with Benedict Nkitia-Kwarteng. Yeah, welcome back to the Koko Digest Morning Show. And if you're just tuning in, it's time for the sports segment with Benedict Nkitia-Kwarteng here with me. Hello, Benedict.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yes, it's been
I haven't been here with you. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Bless God.
So I hear there's Champions League, something going on.
Yeah, so on Tuesday, we had some games that went on. I have a story on Champions League, so I wouldn't want to touch much upon it. But then let me say a good morning to our viewers out there. Thank you for sticking and staying with us. This is a sports update segment. And of course, I'm your host, Benedict Nkitia-Kwarteng. You know here we bring you nothing but the best in the world of sports. We are covering all the action, both local and international. Today's conversation is a bit special. You know, we are talking about the Black Stars today, and then we are preparing towards the World Cup. Yes, we were not able to qualify for the AFCON that just ended, which I know would have won the trophy if we were part. But then since we're not part, of course, well. People will be surprised as how we will be performing during the World Cup. I'm putting to you as a fact today, mark it somewhere. Ghana will be at the finals of the World Cup. That will be played.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
So today's focus, today's story is majority is on the Black Stars. So the first story for today is Black Stars provisional squad for the 2026 World Cup to be released in April. Yes, so in preparation towards the World Cup, teams, the players have to, we need to have a list of players that will be preparing towards the World Cup, and we can't have all of them playing. So hopefully, by April we'll be having the first 70 men that will be picking out the 22, 24 man squad to be participating during the World Cup. Yes, we already have our squad, we already have the men we use for the qualification, but this is the World Cup, this is the world stage, a bigger platform, a bigger stage where Ghana is expected to perform better. So we have to bring out the best of our men. We have the men, in fact we do, we have very strong gentlemen out there who are performing extremely well back in their clubs. So preparations must go in. We failed to qualify for 2018 World Cup in Russia. So this is actually very important. We qualified for 2022 in Qatar. We didn't really come out during the group stage. And then now we are here for the USA, Canada, Mexico World Cup. So this time around, we are hoping to perform better than we used to in our past qualifications and all that, past appearances. So this is our 5th World Cup ever since we started joining the World Cup. So yes, we have a list of gentlemen out there. We don't have the names yet because the coach has not released his list yet. But then hopefully by April we'll get to see the list of all the people that they are considering. So, there must be a list, provisional list, where these gentlemen are considered to be part of the squad. And then finally, they'll release the last squad, the last gentleman to compete in the name of the Black Stars. So, yes, let's move on to our next story. That is Asante Chum, Black Stars target quarterfinals at the 2026 World Cup. So, yes, those who have the eyes, those who have seen the vision, people are talking about where we'll reach during the World Cup. Asante Chum, he is the communications director, Henry Asante Chum. He is, predicting, or he is hoping, or he is thinking, okay, Black Stars pair our squad, and then the table we found ourselves in, we are likely to get to the quarterfinals of the stage, the quarterfinals of the competition. And I think he's not far from the truth. He's not far from what seems right for the team that will be performing during the World Cup. We have the men, like I said earlier, and in our group stage, we've been grouped with Panama, England, and then Croatia. So we are playing our first game against Panama, and then we'll play against England and then Croatia for our last game. And you can tell that, looking at the squads in both the 3 teams that will be facing in our group stage, and then comparing them to our men, you can attest to the facts, viewers, you can attest to the facts that, yes, we have able men who can play. For Panama is more like the underdogs. Panama and Black Stars, we are more like the underdogs in our group stage, but then comparing, performances during the years, I think Black Stars is an edge higher than Panama. And then, of course, England. We have most of our players playing in England. So they are quite familiar with the terrain, the playing styles, the understanding of English footballers. So, yes, I think we actually have a competition. We can actually do better. Coach Otuado is expected to perform better than he has done. We failed to qualify for the AFCON. It doesn't mean we are poor. We qualified for the World Cup. So there was something that was wrong. He was able to correct it, and it's reflected in our qualifications towards the World Cup. So yes, our target for the World Cup is to qualify from the group stage and be competitive. So this was a comment made by Asante Chum, and we want to fight. We have the quality, and we believe we can match our quarterfinal appearance and possibly go even further. So by this, he's trying to talk about the last competition that we were in, I think 2012, where we got to the quarterfinals and we were taken off by Uruguay. Sadly, Asamoah missed the penalty. We went on to the penalty shootout. We couldn't qualify. So that is the best stage we've gotten to ever since we started competing on the world stage. So hopefully this time around we'll edge higher than the quarterfinal and move on to the final, like I said. So yes, that is for the Black Stars and for the World Cup qualification. So our next story has to do with still our boys. So we are talking about one of our very own. So Cagliari, I moved to sign Ghana midfielder Ibrahim Sulemana in winter window. So we have our very own Ibrahim Sulemana, who Cagliari is the team Cagliari in Italy. They are trying to sign the gentleman, and based on his performances, he's very good. He's tactically very good, and he's very strong. He's one of the strongest midfielders we have out there who play. And then you know that from his quality, you can tell that this gentleman is actually good. He's 22 years of age, and then he's on loan at Bologna. So I think being he's been signed to Bologna, but then looking at his performances and then the kind of level he's got into with his kind of play, I think Bologna is okay, but then as a human being, as a man, you want to actually move forward in your endeavors. So yes, Cagliari, Calcio, they are trying to sign a gentleman, and then hopefully, I believe he can perform much better. He'll get playing time over there too, and then he'll be able to raise the Ghana flag higher wherever he is. So he's not the first Kenyan player that I suppose that is playing in Italy. We have Kojo Asamoah, we have Sule Ali Muntari, we have Stephen Apia, our very own. So we've had a lot of players play in Italy, and then I believe Ibrahim Sulemana will also go there and then make his mark. He's already making his mark, so there's actually no news for him. But then yes, let's move on to our last story for the day. That has to do with the UEFA Champions League, as Yaira introduced from the beginning. So yes, on Tuesday there were some games that went on, and then yesterday, last night, of course, there were some games that went on. And out of the games that went on, the one that's... so, viewers, on your screens, this is the results of Tuesday matches. So, Club Brugge winning by 4-1. The results that shocked most of football fans out there is Bodo Glimt scoring Manchester City 3-1. But let me tell you something that happened. The Manchester City players today...
I'm looking for Chelsea and Barca.
Oh, Chelsea actually did better. So Chelsea played yesterday. Okay. Barcelona played yesterday. So Chelsea won by a goal to 0. It was very tricky because they almost drew that game. And then at this stage in the Champions League, if you draw your games, you are going to the runoff or you are being eliminated. So it was quite tricky for Chelsea. But then yes, they edged out as winners against Pafos. And Barcelona won by 4-2. Of course, comeback kings. We did our thing again. We started off by 1 goal to 0, and then we came back to win by 4-2. So yes, I was talking about Manchester City players, and they done something which I must commend. So they went to Bodo Glimt, and then they lost by Bodo Glimt is in Norway, so they lost by 3-1. And this is what they did, the team members decided to do. So all the fans that flew in from wherever to come and support them in Norway, the players have come together to refund their money to them in a way of apologizing for their poor performance during their game against Bodo Glimt. So I think, yes, they didn't do well, but let us also commend them because they are actually finding a way to apologize to their fans and let the fans know that they actually feel their pain. They are also sorry from the bottom of their heart. So let us refund your money to you. Let us cover your expenses when you flew over to come and support us, because without the fans, the players are no more. I mean, this is during the COVID period, players were playing without fans in the stadium, and then it was quite dull to watch the games like that. But then this time around, players are coming in, so let's do something to pay them back for whatever their support and everything. So this is a result. The big games that went on. Arsenal won against Inter Milan 3-1. Yes, that was on Tuesday. And then some of the big games that went on. That was Barcelona against. It's not really a big game, but then yeah, you know, one of those things. Newcastle won against PSV. We have Juventus playing against Benfica, winning 2-0. Real Madrid won 6-1 against Monaco. So yes, one of the bigger results during the game. So yes, thank you very much, Arad. Thank you very much, viewers. This is it for the sports update segment. Hopefully, we'll see you, God willing, next week. Talk more about sports.
Right. So before we go, the World Cup. What are your predictions for Ghana?
Yes, so like I said earlier, I know the Black Stars will qualify. We'll get to the finals and we'll play against no other team than Argentina.
Argentina is the fear.
Yes, looking at the table, it's almost impossible to play against Argentina in the final. But then I think something there might be some twitch somewhere, and then we'll get to see it. If not Argentina, we'll play against Spain at the finals. Yes.
So basically, Benedict is saying Ghana will definitely make it to the finals.
Yes.
We'll hold you to this, right? Thank you so much for the sports updates and highlights. Thank you also for tuning in. Up next is the business segment with Clement Yabankwe. Stay tuned.
Good morning, welcome to the Business Update segment. I am Clement Yabankwe. Now, onto our stories. The Ghana Gold Board will begin refining up to 1,000 kilograms of gold locally every week from February 1. Following a memorandum of understanding with Gold Coast Refinery Limited, the agreement signed in Accra on January 20th is aimed at strengthening Ghana's gold value chain, boosting local industry and supporting industrialization. Gold Board CEO Sami Jemfi says the partnership will increase local refining capacity, create jobs, and generate additional tax and dividend revenue for the states.
Under the deal, up to 1 metric ton of gold exported by Gold Board each week will be refined in Ghana and will carry official hallmarks from Gold Board, Gold Coast Refinery, the Ghana Standards Authority, and the Bank of Ghana. The initiative is also expected to keep millions of dollars in refining fees within the local economy. Gold Coast Refinery will refine gold sourced from small-scale miners at a minimum purity level of 99.99%.
Away from that, a high-level Ghanaian government delegation has wrapped up strategic talks in China, securing a new partnership under Ghana's 24-hour economy agenda. The development was announced on Tuesday, January 20th, 2026, by the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Gilbert Abeku Agri-Santana, in a Facebook post.
The delegation was led by Presidential Advisor to the 24-hour Economy Secretariat, Gusitano, and builds on President John Dramani Mahamad's official state visit to China last year at the invitation of Chinese President Xi Jinping. As part of efforts spearheaded by the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Ablajifa Gombeshi, a memorandum of understanding was signed at the Beijing Language and Culture University. The agreement aims to deepen cooperation between Ghana and China in tourism, arts and culture, festivals, film, music, and culinary heritage. The partnership also provides for an international exhibition of Ghana in Beijing in March 2026 and paves the way for the establishment of a Ghana-China Research Institute for Tourism, Arts, and Culture.
On our final story, importers and exporters have welcomed the postponement of the Smart Port Notes (SPN), a port digitalization initiative introduced by the Ghana Shippers Authority. The SPN, announced in December 2025 and scheduled to begin on February 1, 2026, was deferred following concern from industry stakeholders and calls for wider consultation.
The GSA says the move will allow time to resolve outstanding operational and regulatory issues. Stakeholders say the postponement is timely, especially amid concerns over proposed fees that could raise the cost of imports and exports, and are hopeful further engagement will lead to a more balanced implementation.
Thank you for staying with us for the business update segment. I want to use the opportunity to wish Mawana a glorious birthday, and I am Clement Yabankwe. Do enjoy the rest of the
Should he start? Morning show. It is once again another exciting Thursday where we give you something, the ones and twos, something to get into the weekend with all of us. And today is 22nd January. We know 8 days more to end, or 9 days, 8 days. Is it 9 or 8? 9 more days to end the month of January. We know it's been 99 days, but we are super excited about it because 9 days we are going to be ending the month. But let's end it with an exciting note as we have, the best DJ, in Ghana right now in the studio with us, and we are going to, spend some time with him as he gives us the ones and twos. Unfortunately, you cannot request a song for today. We are just here to spend some time with him, and so just pardon us. It is just a way to, excite your day as it even begins. And so we have, DJ Blake with us in the studio today. He's a Student DJ of the Year winner. And just at the just ended DJ Awards 2025. And so we are just going to find out how his journey has been so far as a student DJ. You can engage us with your thoughts through our streaming platforms, Facebook and also YouTube, and also via our WhatsApp number, which is displayed on the screen, and we'll gladly read that out. I am Miriam Abena Adidi, and we have DJ Blake here in the studio. Hello, DJ Blake. I almost said black.
Yes.
How has it been for you so far? As a young DJ, a student DJ, actually.
So far, honestly, it's been very, very good. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, the industry is doing so well right now, so very good.
The acknowledgement and then appreciation for DJs is there these days, right?
Yes,
as compared to previously.
Yeah.
Has it been something you always wanted to do, or it just, came up as you grew up?
Something I always wanted to do. I started way back in 2016. That's
2016?
Like 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what were you using as your, mixer?
So, I was fortunate.
You're a DJ, just say it.
I had a smaller one, very, very small. So that's what I started with. Yeah, that's what I started with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And was it challenging?
No, because my brother was a DJ in his time.
Oh, okay.
In KNUST, yeah. He was a DJ, so it was very easy. He teaching me 1, 2 things about music and all that.
Is he your manager as well?
Yes.
The one in the studio right now?
Yes, he's my manager.
Oh, okay. He's your brother?
Yes, my brother.
So he taught you? So it wasn't difficult?
No, it wasn't difficult at all.
Oh, okay. It wasn't something you were born with, you learned it?
So my love for music is tremendous. Like, I love music. I can wake up after praying the music. Going to bed, music. Facing challenges, music. I'm happy, music. Everything is music.
Sad, music.
Everything music.
And you're a Ghanaian?
Yes.
In a Ghanaian home?
Yeah.
How did your parents, cope with this whole music idea? Like, you look like an engineer. You should be doing engineering or something.
I did science in school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about, because babies be saying, yes, science, no, what's so I'm a doctor. He gets it.
Yeah.
Why did you choose this path?
So I started
okay.
with instruments. I know how to play the piano, I know how to play the guitar. But my mom didn't like the idea of music. So anytime my dad buys an instrument, she hides it or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my dad was receptive from the beginning. He welcomed my music journey from the beginning, but my mom wasn't. But I don't know, maybe God spoke to her. But right now,
it is always God.
Right now, she's behind me strongly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And we are happy that you won the the award just recently.
Yeah.
How was it for you? I mean, as a young DJ winning that award, how did the experience, feel like?
So the journey before the award show was tough a little bit because everyone in the category deserved it. Yeah, we all did so well the previous year.
Yeah.
But I mean, and it was difficult because they're all very good as myself. But I mean,
No, walk us through the selection process. How was it done? Is it that they follow, as artists, they have their tracks, singles, albums, and so people are following. But you as a DJ, if you don't attend a program where you would have to play for us to have a few, we wouldn't really know how good you are. So how did you?
So the year under review, you have to play shows.
Oh, okay.
People have to know you because you can't just be in a category and nobody knows where you come from.
Yeah.
You have to put out mixtapes and all that. So the year before that, I think I did quite well. I played at concerts, played at shows, played at clubs, played at parties. Everything was out there.
Yeah. On your social media platforms.
On my social media.
Oh,
so before I used to send, I used to file for the nomination, but I wasn't selected because I wasn't playing shows that time. But when I started, doing the good works, as soon as I filed the nomination, I got picked instantly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you pay some money? It was free.
Nope, free.
Everything was free. So what's the award? What's the package? What did it come with? Did it come with a laptop, an iron? Because recently I saw that the best footballer was awarded with an iron. So what did yours also come with?
So for being the best student in every university in Ghana, Smirnoff had a package to, let the young ones also be motivated. So they gave me a new set of headphones.
Oh, okay.
Headphones.
No cash.
No.
Oh, you don't want to disclose it. But how would you say DJing has shaped your life positively?
So yes, before I used to play at small crowds, even empty places. But then because I'm upcoming, you have to start for the big ones to come and play.
Yeah.
So seeing that has made me be more humble and very disciplined because life is not like a rush, step by step.
Yeah.
So that's been impactful in my life. So whenever I do something, I know that patience.
Yeah.
Patience.
I like that. Jibody, patience.
Yeah.
Right. So you mentioned that the year under review, they were going through your socials to see how visible you've been, on grounds and all that. But you were still in school.
Yes, I was still in school.
How were you doubling, How were you doing the two at the same time? Because, which university, by the way?
University of Ghana.
A very, very tough school.
Yeah.
And you were a DJ playing at clubs, when your colleagues are studying.
Yeah.
How are you doing that too?
So
together?
I was very fortunate with the classmates I had. If I skip 1-2 lectures sometimes, they always call me weekends before the night time to drill me out, learn out. Sometimes I feel vexed. But it was all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then that was before. Then I saw that, the academics was still coming down. So I took a break from the DJing.
Oh, okay.
I had to rethink how to go about it.
Yeah.
Then I did so. So initially, I used to play for Wednesday to Sunday. Then I do just weekends. So that Monday to Fridays for school.
Oh, okay.
When it's not Saturday, Sunday, I don't think about DJing the whole time. Then it paid off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So was this like a side gig for you, or it was something you were just doing, try and error? Like, I'm just trying to see what ever found me and I say.
No, me, I'm not saying go pick.
Hey,
so then
he pick already, pick.
Yeah, so it was like a side hustle to also get money in the university aside.
So it was paying.
Yeah.
So being a DJ in Ghana pays.
Most cow.
Eish. And you show your BB dollars.
No, I'm not getting the coins.
Hey, coins.
But the big ones, they have the money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
But it pays.
It pays,
yeah. It pays.
Okay, so this dirty December, were you at any of the events?
So I was,
Zamadi School,
no, I was just for Koko Smoke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
the revival.
Yeah.
I was.
So you played there?
Yeah, I played over there.
Were you the official DJ or you were supporting?
No, I think there were 3 official DJs, but I was one of them.
Oh, okay.
I was one of them.
So how do you play with other DJs simultaneously? Like, you are here, there's another DJ here. How do you guys communicate to play, your own tunes? Do you meet to schedule? You don't meet. You just get there and you're doing your thing.
You come, the time you are given, you should know the kind of songs to play to, ginger the crowd small, like that. So if I come in the afternoon, what I'm supposed to play, and if I was supposed to come in the evening, there'll be two different sets of music that I'll play. So if I'm coming daytime, I know that I'm not supposed to play the songs that I would play in the evening.
Oh, okay.
You get So whoever is coming in the evening will play those kind of songs. You understand? That's how it works. So that nobody plays the same thing.
The same thing.
Yeah.
So it means you guys communicate, right?
We don't communicate, but I mean, we play the same set over the years, so you know what you're supposed to play.
I see. And does your target audience also influence the kind of songs you play? Because the Gen Zs, our choice of songs are different from,
So because I stick to what I play, because of Gen Z.
So what do you play?
So I'm getting there. So I'm getting there.
Okay.
So then I was booked to play a 60th birthday party.
Okay.
And you can't go and play Gen Z over there. So I had to play the high life.
Yeah.
I had to play the 70s American English songs. So you study the crowd and the mood of the event.
Yeah.
Then you play. So you can't play high life for Gen Zs. I mean most of us didn't go out to see.
But there are a few that can
there are a few, yes.
Vibe with that. Okay, so let's talk about your award. I think a lot of people are really interested in that, even though we started with that. Let's just say something small about it. Okay. You told us how you felt when you won it. Repeat it again. Maybe someone didn't hear.
So the feeling when I won it and when I was going to take that award, I'm feeling
your walkings all changed.
I can describe it just once. Yeah, because anything could have happened last minute.
Yeah.
But then I went there.
No, you knew you were going to pick that award.
Yes, 100%. So sat down, I was just waiting for my cousin.
So we have the video on the screen.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah, that's me.
So cute.
That's me.
But you're not shy. Me
no. I wasn't shy.
Oh. And you dressed official.
Yeah.
DJ's the anchor.
Yeah. So that was when they gifted me the box, headphones.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, a big congratulations going out to you once again.
Thank you.
So what has been the secret? What has been the secret to you, doing well from one stage to the other, going up? What has been that one thing that keeps, pushing you?
Okay, so my DJ career, the path, I realized that if you should be eager to learn, you shouldn't feel like you know it all. I mean, connections too as well, networking. When you are doing something and you know that to you is right, but to the crowd is wrong, you have to do what the crowd wants.
Exactly.
Okay,
so let me ask you a question on what you just said.
Okay.
Recently, one of our top artists, organized a free show. You know what I'm talking about. And then, his people came there and they were jamming, and then the DJ, I don't know whether to say it was a mistake or what, played another artist's song. And then the crowd were like, we don't want that. So as a DJ, if you found yourself in such a situation, what would you have done? Because maybe you felt, I was just feeling that the DJ felt he's played that artist's song for so many times, and so we needed to twist it a bit because it's still the same dancehall thing. So as a DJ, what would you have done?
So as a DJ, the two artists are making Ghana music, and you can't just play one. But if the crowd doesn't want it, let's say to me it's a jam, the other person's song is a jam, and I played, and the crowd is boo, I just quickly change the song. I don't have to,
That's very smart of you. And so we want to end with, a few tracks. We want to see what you do. Aside the selection of the song, do you do something to it? We hear the ching, those kind of things. Is there some kind of school that trains DJs, or it is something that you would have to pray to the Holy Spirit so that it drops?
So I think they do workshops, the big DJs do workshop for, new DJs.
Okay.
But aside that, to anybody that can teach you, but there's no school for that.
Oh, okay.
No, there's no school for that.
But what do you think? Should there be a school? You being in the field, do you think there should be a formal education where people are trained formally how to become DJs, or it should just be I know how to DJ, so I can just teach you?
The target market is not going to really boom like that because DJ is not by force. You should have passion for it, you know. Because if you don't have passion for it and you play what you feel is nice to your ears, if you're playing to the crowd and then they don't like it, now you.
Okay, so our time is up. You can put out your socials, your number, anything that can help us reach you.
Yeah, so if you want to contact DJ Blake on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, it's JC_Blake, JAYC_Blake on all social media. When you text me, I reply fast.
Your number.
My number is 054-907-4819. 054-907-4819.
Okay, so we've been speaking with DJ Blake. He is the Student DJ of the Year winner, Ghana, at the just ended DJ Awards 2025. And so, DJ Blake, give us something so that we end the show with that. But let me just thank our viewers for staying with us. This has been our show for you today on the Koko Digest Morning Show. We had Yaira Awono, Benedict Nketiah-Kwateng, Clement Yabankwe, Peter Nsia, the production team, each and every one of you. We say thank you and see you same time next week on Tuesday. But we are going away with DJ Blake. Let's have the signage. DJ Blake. DJ Blake. Okay, you play something. I told you I wanted something from Blacko.
Yeah,
Did you get that?
I'll give you Blacko.
Let's go.